how do you connect to this show and its themes that it presents?
Well, I think one of the main themes of Company is connection. The way that human beings connect with each other. And in today's society, you know, it's so hard to stay in touch with each other because of texting and Facebook and the internet. I think Company reminds us how challenging and yet how important it really is to maintain personal relationships in a society that's becoming so increasingly depersonalized.
I think too, the whole idea of love and connection and the modern world and how everything works is just so relevant to today's world and today's society. And I think that no matter what, every one of the couples and every one of the characters, they all want to love and they want to be loved. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's, I mean, a really humanistic trait that is very relatable for all of us.
Oh, sorry. What I think is really interesting about what you said is how in modern days it's really difficult for us to connect because of Facebook and texting, but really it makes it so easy. So we're like talking to each other all the time, but it's a different kind of talking. It's not as personal. Everything's getting less and less personal. So I think that's really interesting that we're putting the show. I mean, it was already pretty modern, but we're putting it right now today. We're not putting it in 1970. So it's very interesting to see how that can weave into today. And then of course, love is a huge thing too, isn't it? I think what's really interesting about all these characters is we keep saying all these couples who are married and maybe not necessarily happily so, but at the same time, we're still rooting for Bobby to get married. It's sort of like the ultimate, that's when you fall in love, that's what you do, that's what you get married. And I know my character particularly is ready for that step, ready for that marriage. And even as an audience, we're rooting for Bobby to find that. And though we see example after example of why it isn't working out. So I think that's really interesting.